Thinking of moving to Oklahoma City? Most people do what everybody else does. They go hang out at the same places, they eat at the same restaurants, hang out kind of in the same parts of town, mainly because that's what shows up when you Google things to do here in OKC. But what if I told you that some of the best parts of Oklahoma City are really some of the places that get barely any hype? So if you're the type of person who likes to discover the spots that make you feel like you're in on a local secret, you know, where you walk in and feel like you're part of some secret society where they've clearly forgotten to install the sign, well, my friends, this video's for you. Let's get into it. What's up, guys? I'm Jonathan Knight, and on this channel I talk about all things Oklahoma City and all of the surrounding suburbs. Today we're diving into a few categories of local life here in OKC, and for each category I'm going to give you a couple of spots that I think honestly deserve more love than they get. These are the type of hidden gems that even some of the locals don't know or talk about, and when you get here, maybe some of these are going to be your favorite spots. You know, the type of place that will make you think, damn, surely this will finally get me into the cool kids club.
No, it won't.
Well, But anyway, first, if you're thinking of moving to the Oklahoma City area, whether it's in the next few weeks or few months from now, listen guys, I would love the opportunity to help make a smooth move right here to OKC. So you're gonna find my contact information right down in the description below, so please feel free to shoot me a call, a text, or an email, or even better, click the link below to schedule a one-on-one video call with me, or you can simply scan the QR code on the screen so that we can discuss how I can help you buy that perfect home right here in OKC. Let's talk about parks, which we have a ton of. Listen, everybody here will tell you about Scissortail Park or Myriad Botanical Gardens, including myself. Those are great parks. But if you want something a little bit quieter and a little more tucked away, and honestly just as beautiful, check out these couple of spots. Martin Park Nature Center is definitely one of those spots for me. This place is like a little forest escape that's located inside the city, that's got trails and wildlife, and really just has that peaceful, earthy vibe that you kind of don't find in those downtown city parks. It's honestly entirely possible that you forget you're even in Oklahoma City, you know, unless it's one of those days where the wind is slapping you in the face like you owe it money. But aside from that, it's an absolutely beautiful park that you should definitely put on a list to check out, and who knows, if you move here, maybe you'll even turn some locals onto it. Another one of my favorites over here in Northwest Oklahoma City is Grand Boulevard Park, and seriously, if you're not careful, you may just drive right past this park, but it's sneaky good in that way. But I can assure you, if you stop and explore it a little bit, you'll find it's a beautiful park with a long, kind of narrow green belt that has some walking trails and really just some surprisingly scenic views. It is perfect for an after-dinner stroll or a Sunday walk. I go over there and ride my bike there pretty often, but just keep your expectations low if you're looking for clear signage or a parking lot that makes any sense. It's located right in the heart of Nichols Hills, and it's totally worth a look. Look, I love a good meal at places like Cheever's or Empire Slice House or several other local OKC favorites, but these next couple of spots I definitely think deserve a little more attention, so we're gonna talk about them. The first place we're gonna talk about is Musashi's Japanese Steakhouse, and technically, yes, it is a hibachi spot if you're into that, but real talk, they've got some of the best sushi in town in my opinion. It definitely at one point was much more of a local OKC favorite, or at least I heard people talk about it more often. Now there's so many other options, but they still kind of have that local following, and I think you should be a part of that. So if you're up for a Japanese steakhouse, you know, the hibachi style meal, definitely check it out, but I would definitely recommend sneaking in there for some sushi. Another spot I definitely think you should check out if you're into international cuisine is Queen of Sheba. Now, Ethiopian food isn't exactly blowing up here in OKC, but this place definitely has sort of a cult-like following. I mean, if you know, you know, and hey, you want to know, don't you? That's why you're here. So if you've never had Ethiopian food, it's probably time to get introduced to injera and lentils done right. I do want to give you a fair warning for those of you a little bit weirded out by this, but once you dip into that communal platter, double dipping is pretty much a way of life. Sorry, Steve, who gets way too weird about food touching other food. All right, I want to talk about some pretty cool museums, and here's the thing. Oklahoma City has some very cool museums, and a lot of them. And sure, a lot of people, including myself, are going to tell you to go check out the OKC National Memorial and the Cowboy Museum, and those are great, and kind of a necessity if you're going to live here in Oklahoma City. But there are definitely some museums that probably fall under the category of more interesting, or dare I say weirder, that you should also check out. The first one I like to tell people about is the American Banjo Museum. And yes, it sounds pretty niche, and it is, but it's also fascinating. And it's especially fun if you're like me and have even the slightest bit of music nerd in you. The exhibits are beautifully curated, and it's really just kind of a tucked away gym downtown. You wouldn't even know it's there if somebody didn't tell you. But listen to me when I tell you this. Do not, and I mean do not, pick up a 1920s era jazz instrument and play a banjo-inspired rendition of Staying Alive. Trust me. Another museum to check out if you want to feel like you're in the know here in OKC, the Museum of Osteology. Skeletons. Everywhere. That's the vibe. This place is part science museum, part natural history museum, and all kinds of weirdly cool. And bonus, if you ever wanted to feel judged by a wall full of possum skulls, Here's your chance. All right, lovebirds, you're trying to find something interesting to do here in OKC for date night. Well, there's only so many times you can go to Bricktown before it starts to feel like a rerun. So here are a couple spots for date night that have a little more personality. The first one is a place called Factory Obscura. Think immersive art installation meets psychedelic fever dream. It's definitely weird, but like in the best way, and it certainly makes for an interesting night out. It's honestly great for couples to say things like, let's try something different tonight. Then they just end up arguing about where to eat, as per usual. The next place is a classic move, the Winchester Drive-In. And just like it sounds like, it's an old school drive-in movie theater that still operates like it's 1964. The retro vibe, the double features, the snacks, pretty killer combo. Plus, it's one of the few places left where making out in your car is socially acceptable.
No, it definitely is not.
No? Okay, scratch that. Definitely don't do that. Back in my day here in OKC, if you wanted to get some exercise, you're pretty much left with the options of go to the gym or hop on a treadmill. But lately, they feel like there are more and more ways here in Oklahoma City to get to moving that don't really feel like exercise, especially when it comes to getting outside. And the first one I think is especially cool because I grew up on a skateboard and we definitely did not have these here, but Stars and Stripes Skate Park is amazing. Whether you skate yourself or you just want to watch people do really cool things on tiny wheels, this place is pretty legit. It's definitely got great energy and makes you want to hop in and do something pretty cool. Just, I'd probably wear a helmet. But if your joints don't agree, that's just your knees politely reminding you that you're not 17 anymore. But all jokes aside, it's a really cool little skate park located on the south side of Lake Hefner, right in the middle of Stars and Stripes Park. Now this one's a little newer here to Oklahoma City. It's called River Sport OKC. Whitewater rafting, zip lining, kayaking, literally right in the middle of downtown OKC. It's legit the type of place that'll make you momentarily forget that you're actually still in Oklahoma. But if you're up for something totally different, this is a cool spot to check out. They've even got a surf simulator. And I wanted to throw in one more spot in this category, which is Bluff Creek Mountain Bike Trails. Now this place has actually been around forever, but I'm honestly surprised to still run into people who don't know about this place. These trails are really well maintained, they're shady, and they're honestly technically pretty challenging in spots. So if you're into trail riding, it's definitely one of the coolest spots in the city for that. Just don't forget water, or bug spray, or your dignity if you happen to wipe out. Now speaking about outdoor stuff, and I know we talked about parks a little bit earlier in this video, if you really want to dive into some of my absolute favorite parks here in the city, you should definitely check out this video right here. And as always guys, until next time, I certainly hope to see you soon. See ya.